Alrighty guys, so Sasquatch here we are, Cranbrook. The CPR yard here. So this is CP's yard, but it's technically private property. You're not allowed in there. CPKC Cranbrook yard. So Cranbrook is a huge terminus, guys, for the railway, the Crowsnest Pass line. So you Americans, as per usual, all this talk of annexing Canada back in the day, they had to build another railway. So the first transcontinental railway runs from coast to coast, Calgary, Banff, Winnipeg, all the way down through Lake Superior, Toronto, Montreal. So that's the main line. And then the Crowsnest Pass line, guys, is the southern one. It was built to fend off the Americans. 1896, 1897 it was built. The Cranbrook Water Tower. The railway water tower, Cranbrook. And then this is the old train station. The old train tracks. Little railway heritage park here. Railway town, like Revelstoke, Golden, Kamloops, all the same kind of towns. Oh, it's the Elko station. The Elko station relocation and restoration project. Oh, they relocated it. Canadian Pacific Railway. And then get the Elko station, number 1, Van Horn Street. Cornelius Van Horn, guys. This is Van Horn Street. The Rocky Mountains over there. This is the other end of Van Horn over there. And then this is the railway station, guys. Looks like they're doing some work to it. And then what do we got here? 4469 Canadian Pacific. Okay, engines 4090 and 4469. Some called them steam killers, while others called them the new look of motive power. The 2 units displayed here represent examples of the first generation of diesel power on the railroads in North America. Their introduction in this area eliminated the need for helper service along several sections of CP's secondary main line. Constructed in Canada by Montreal Locomotive Works to an American design, number 4090 was one of the 10 1600 horsepower FA2 diesel locomotives acquired in 1953 to phase out steam on the CPR's Kootenay Kettle Valley territory. While number 4090's time in the West was short, it was eventful. And on March 3rd, 1956, the locomotive had the misfortune to hit a snowslide and fall into Kootenay Lake. This was not the first incident resulting from operations through the inhospitable terrain of southern British Columbia. Both 4090 and 4469 were transferred to Chapleau, Ontario. Lots of Ontario here. So Cranbrook, guys, huge railway hub. It's a rail town. It's always been that way, Cranbrook. Because basically the Crowsnest Pass line connects Crowsnest, Alberta to Cranbrook, and then from Cranbrook goes up through Radium, Hot Springs in the valley there, to Golden. And then it meets with the transcontinental line. But it was built in the late 1800s to stop the Americans, because the Great Northern Railway, James Jerome Hill, who was actually Canadian, they were worried about the Americans taking over the South because America was building all of its railways. So instead, what they did was they decided to build the Crowsnest Pass line to assert the dominance of the CPR in Canada. That's the water tower. So that would have filled up the steam engines here. All the steam engines would have gotten filled up, and then the diesels replaced it and did away with it. There's silver here, there's coal, there's gold. The East Kootenays have mining resources. Lots of silver here in the Kootenays. Lots of coal as well. Crowsnest Pass, the Elk Valley, Fernie. That's Crowsnest, Alberta too. You got Bellevue or Bellevue. And then Frank as well. old Alberta coal mining towns. So they were using, the CP needs coal for its steam engines back in the day, so having steady access to good coal mines was of vital importance. So that's why the CPR was so gung-ho about getting in a coal mine, right? There's also money to be made. What ended up happening was the line went all the way to Kootenay Landing initially, back in the day, and then they'd use stern wheelers at Kootenay Landing near Creston to connect everything to the northern line going through Revelstoke, as well as the KVR guys. The KVR, the connecting portion for the Crowsnest Pass line. So the Crowsnest Pass line would go to Kootenay Lake, and then at Kootenay Lake, it would transfer on a stern wheeler to Robson, Brooklyn, Castlegar area. Then it would be put on a train on the KVR and sent to Vancouver, and it would go up through the KVR route. So the whole Southern Railway route between CP, the Crowsnest Pass line, and the Kettle Valley Railway was to basically assert dominance and keep America away. And even to this day, it still moves lumber and mining supplies and everything, guys. But this is the CP yard. We're going to continue on now. We're going to follow the line back to Kootenay Landing, roughly, Creston area. Okay, guys. So this is Lumberton. That's its name. It's not really much other than just a logging community, but it's still doing what it was doing 100 and some years ago, which is logging. Lumberton, guys, this is Lumberton. So this is literally it. They just log here. It's now a logging yard. But Lumberton used to be a logging town. Because you got to supply ties for the railway, right? Yeah, similar thing. You'll see all this stuff when we're going to talk about it. But yeah, that was Lumberton, guys. This is Mouille or Moye Lake, however you want to say it. Doesn't really matter. You always get that one guy that cares about the pronunciation. So I'll just say I'll do both. So we're entering the silver country, guys. Father Coca-Cola. This Mouille is weird because it's one of the only gold rushes, from what I remember, that was all about the religious aspect of it. The father, right, of the Catholic Church, Father Coca-Cola. He wanted to build a church and a mission, but he needed money. So he told the natives in the area, if you find galena, which they referred to as Chickaman stone, bring it to me, and then we can stake claims and stuff. So that's exactly what happened. A few days later, these guys came to him with galena and showed him where it was at, and then they staked claims. The St. Peter, the St. Eugene, but this is Moye Lake. Very nice. Oh, it's gorgeous. That's about as far as I want to go. Stern wheelers would have been here back in the day. The train as well. The train runs through here, goes down to the border into the States, Montana. Okay, guys, you can see the rail track there, Mouille. So a little siding there. So there was the St. Eugene mine was at the south end of Mouille Lake. You can see, look, this looks like tailings almost. There's an old foundation. So that's the railway. That's the lake. They would have used the lake for stern wheelers, guys. Stern wheeler landing. Okay, guys, welcome to Yak. That is literally the name of it, is Yak. And Yak is pretty much a railway town, guys. Not really much. There's been some interesting prospecting proposals and stuff around here. Not much has come of it yet. That doesn't mean that it can't. But as of right now, not much. But what Yak's real purpose has been the railway. For many, many years, Yak was a railway town. And that's it, guys. That's Yak, pretty much. It's just got a cool name, Yak. Like when you're like, where do you live? Yak, right? People are pretty cool here too. I've worked around here a few times, and it's a fun little place. Kootenay Pass, guys. Stag Leap. Really, really pretty, guys. Skiing country. There is gold, like kind of towards over there. Like Sheep Creek is just on the other side of the Stag Leap Mountains. You got the Jersey Emerald Mine and stuff. But this is just mostly a provincial park that's really nice and looks awesome, guys. We have a lot of that in British Columbia. It doesn't necessarily have to have a mining purpose. It's just beautiful, right? It's just an amazing part of the country. It's an amazing country, right? Because like I've traveled in America, and I'm sure you Americans will attest to this, but you got to be careful in America, especially in some cities like Sacramento and stuff, you know. parts of Nevada and all kinds of places, guys. Like, gun crime and all kinds of stuff in the States is way worse. But Canada, I've traveled all over Canada, guys, and I've very rarely, if ever, actually felt like I was in danger. Or, you know, we have sketchy things and we've got drug problems like everybody else, right? We've got all the same issues. But you can literally drive for thousands of miles or kilometers, whichever one you want, in this land that is Canada, and like not have any issues, guys. You know, like you can pull into any town, you're good, right? It's not there's no worries, right? Which is really nice. And I don't know too many countries in the world where you have thousands of miles of like pristine wilderness that you can explore safely too, without worrying of, you know, all these issues. It's really nice. So that's just a personal kind of thought I wanted to interject, because we're going through stag leap and this is beautiful, man. You see, especially once we get up to the summit, you got those rocky kind of bare mountains. They look really nice. So if you like this kind of content, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified, leave a comment, and Sasquatch Prospector out.